Good morning friends. Today we will discuss about the Khilji dynasty of Delhi Sultanate. दोस्तों हमारे प्रीवियस वीडियो में हमने डिस्कस किया था अबाउट द स्लेव डायनेस्टी ऑफ दिल्ली सुल्तानेट फ्रॉम 1206 टू 1290 और हमने पिछले वीडियो में एक शॉर्ट ट्रिक इस्तेमाल किया था ताकि हम बहुत ही आसानी से स्लेव डायनेस्टी में कौन कौन से सुल्तान ने शासन किया और किस किस टाइम पे उन्होंने शासन किया था उसको याद रखने के लिए हमने एक छोटी सी स्टोरी कह सकते हैं आप उसका सहारा लिया था कि वो ऐसा था कि फ्रॉम 6 to 10 आई वर्क टेक रेस्ट इन हिंदी आराम एंड आफ्टर दैट he catches 11 to 36 fishes, English fishes, and then sold it to Ruknuddin's sister Razia by ₹40. After that, Bahmana, Baharam Shah, Masood Shah, and Nasiruddin Shah, in short, Bahmana cutting those fishes into 2, 4, and 20 pieces. Baharam Shah, Masood Shah, and Nasiruddin Shah, in short, Bahmana cutting those fishes into 2, 4, and 20 pieces, and after that, Balban invited his 87 friends, and Kaikobad invited his 90 friends. By this line, हमने कोशिश किया था कि इन 5-6 लाइनों को याद रखने से हम स्लेव डायनेस्टी में कौन कौन से सुल्तान आए थे और किन किन मतलब कौन से टाइम में उन्होंने शासन किया था इसको हम क्रोनोलॉजिकली बहुत ही आसानी से याद रख सकेंगे। आज हम जो डिस्कस करने वाले हैं वो है खलजी डायनेस्टी फ्रॉम 1290 टू 1320। सो दोस्तों हमारा जो डिस्कशन है हम लोग इंग्लिश, हिंदी, बंगाली सभी का इस्तेमाल करेंगे। तो लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर डिस्कशन। पहले ही बोल देता हूँ जिन्होंने मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया प्लीज़ डू सब्सक्राइब, लाइक कीजिए अगर आपको पसंद आए और कमेंट्स कीजिए अगर आपको क्या अच्छा लगा, क्या आप जानना चाहते हैं और प्लीज कमेंट। So let's start our discussion. Today we will discuss about the Khilji dynasty from 1290 to 1320. पहले हमारा डिस्कशन शुरू करने से पहले ही हम बताना चाहते हैं दोस्तों हमने सभी ने हिस्ट्री में देखा है खलजी रिवॉल्यूशन। Khilji revolution which took place in 1290 and now the question is what is Khilji revolution? Friends, Khilji revolution when Alauddin Khilji, the ruler of Khilji dynasty, when Alauddin Khilji ascended the throne of Delhi by disposing or by murdering the last ruler of slave dynasty or Ilbari Turki dynasty Kaikobad in 1290, that is called Khilji revolution. जब स्लेव डायनेस्टी और इलबरी तुर्की डायनेस्टी के जो लास्ट रूलर थे कायकोबाद उनको जलालुद्दीन खिलजी ने मार के जब दिल्ली के सिंहासन पे खुद बैठे तो इसी इंसिडेंट को हम खलजी रेवोल्यूशन के नाम पे जानते हैं। तो पहले खलजी डायनेस्टी में पहला ही जो शासक आता है वो है जलालुद्दीन खिलजी। द फर्स्ट रूलर ऑफ खिलजी डायनेस्टी वाज जलालुद्दीन खिलजी फ्रॉम 1290 to 1296। दोस्तों हम लोग थोड़े से सोर्स के बारे में पता करते हैं कि इस टाइम पीरियड के बारे में जानने के लिए हमें कौन से सोर्स से आसानी से बहुत ही रिलायबल जो इंफॉर्मेशन है वो हम गैदर कर सकते हैं। फॉर दिस पीरियड इफ वी वांट टू इंक्वायर अबाउट दिस पीरियड then we have to look after the book Tariq-e-Firozshahi written by Ziauddin Barani, the contemporary writer of Delhi Sultanate Ziauddin Barani, who wrote Tariq-e-Firozshahi. This book covers the incident from Balban to Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So Ziauddin Barani in his book Tariq-e-Firozshahi does not specify the race to which the Khiljis belonged, but it is clear from the medieval chronicles that the Khiljis were occupied an important position during the period of 1206 to 1290, because we have seen that Bakhtiyar Khilji was the Mukti of Bengal and Jalaluddin Khilji was the Mukti of Sunam in western Punjab. Andre Wings, a famous historian, Andre Wings, he says that the Khiljis were essentially to Turkish descent and they hailed from Ghazna. The Khiljis were hailed from Ghazna and according to Andre Wings that the Khiljis in earlier they served in the Ghaznivid army and they also served the Ghurids. These were the thinking of the historians like Ziauddin Barani and Andre Wings about the race of the Khilji dynasty. Friends, Jalaluddin Khilji ruled for a very short period of 6 years, 1290 to 1296. Jalaluddin Khilji was tried to mitigate the harsh aspects of Balban's rule. Jalaluddin Khilji, who was the first Sultan of Delhi Sultanate, who realized the fact that the state in India could not be a truly Islamic state because a large majority of the people in India were Hindus. So Jalaluddin Khilji tried to gain the goodwill of the nobles by a policy of tolerance and avoiding harsh punishments. But Jalaluddin's policy was reversed by his nephew or son-in-law Alauddin Khilji, who gave a severe punishment to all those who dared to oppose Jalaluddin Khilji. So Jalaluddin Khilji's reign witnessed the invasion of the Yadava kingdom by his nephew Alauddin Khilji. When the news of Alauddin's victory came to Delhi, the Sultan Jalaluddin Khilji, he wanted his nephew to surrender the booty or called Ghanima to the Sultan what Alauddin had been acquired from Devgiri. Alauddin, pretending to be sorry that he invaded Devgiri without obtaining prior permission, and Alauddin was succeeded in persuading his uncle to visit him at Kara. And then when Jalaluddin landed in Kara, and Alauddin prostrated himself and he signaled the assassins who were awaiting for his orders, and immediately they killed the Sultan Jalaluddin Khilji, and after that Alauddin ascended the throne of Delhi. Now we will discuss about Alauddin Khilji, the most prominent ruler of the Khilji dynasty, the most influential ruler of the Khilji dynasty or Delhi Sultanate. Alauddin Khilji, he ruled from 1296 to 1316. The original name of Alauddin Khilji was Ali Ghurshasp. Original name of Alauddin Khilji was Ali Ghurshasp. After ascending the throne of Delhi, Alauddin took some measures to avoid rebellions. So first of all, the first measure was Alauddin wanted to establish a new religion. According to Barani, Ziauddin Barani, Alauddin wanted to establish a new religion and surpass the Prophet Muhammad. But Barani's uncle Ala-ul-Mulk persuaded him to abandon this mad scheme. After that, Alauddin took measures to control his nobles, regulations against the nobility. by a group of trusted advisors of Alauddin to inquire about the causes of rebellion. He convinced that the general prosperity of his officials and the marriage alliances between the families of grandees and public sale of liquor and drugs and the inefficiency in the espionage system, these were the root cause of rebellions. So Alauddin passed four ordinances. To prevent. First regulation, Alauddin confiscated all grants of tax-free lands. By the first regulation, confiscated all grants of tax-free land. And by the second regulation, he reorganized the spy system. By the second regulation, Alauddin reorganized the spy system to know the secret transaction in the houses of the nobles. And by the third one, the sale of drugs and liquor. The public sale of drugs and liquor were totally stopped. And by the fourth one, the nobles were forbidden to hold any social gathering or festivals or marriage alliances without prior permission of the Sultan. So these were the regulations. These are the four regulations which were taken by Alauddin Khilji to aimed at to controlling his Muslim noblemen. But the village headmen were known as Khut. Village headmen who were known as Khuts, Muqaddams. They were also very rich and they frequently gave military help to the rebels. So Sultan's revenue regulation brought this class down to the level of ordinary peasants. And after that, Alauddin taken military reforms, took measures regarding the military reforms. Alauddin's reign witnessed for the first time a standing army in the central. Farista says that Alauddin recruited 4,75,000 soldiers, and his military reforms also included that direct increment of the soldiers by the Ariz-e-Mamalik. Ariz-e-Mamalik Ariz-e-Mamalik was the head of the military, and he was next to the wazir in importance. So Alauddin military reforms also included the Dag and Huria system. Dag means branding of forces and Huria descriptive role of the soldiers, and also included the payment of cash salaries to the soldiers. So these were the military reforms. And after that, the most famous reforms of Alauddin's Khilji was his market control policy or market reforms. In order to keep his army satisfied with their salaries, the Sultan introduced strict price control measures, and to ensure these measures, he established 4 different markets in Delhi. The first one is for grains, another one is for clothes, dried foods, herbs, butter, oil, Third one is for slaves, horses and cattle, and fourth one for miscellaneous commodities. The supply of grain was ensured by collecting tax in kind in the Doab region and keep them in the royal storehouse. And the growers were ordered to sell their grain in the field at a fixed price, and they were not allowed to take any grain to home for their private sale. The Shahana-e Mandi, the Baris and the Munhiyas submitted their report to this markets about these markets to Sultan, and any single violation of rules were not allowed. By these measures, Alauddin took his army satisfied with their salary, which was the main reason of his market control policy. And after that, we have seen the other economic reforms of Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji increased the land revenue to 50% of the gross production, and in these other economic reforms, he introduced a new revenue department that is called Diwan-e-Mustakraj. Diwan-e-Mustakraj. The introduction of Diwan-e-Mustakraj